with flavor politics you saw before the break. Tonight is a good night to step back and maybe take a look at where it might lead. Joining us is New York Times foreign affairs columnist Tom Friedman. He's the best-selling author of more books than we can list, including this one, Thank You for Being Late, An Optimist's Guide to Thriving in the Age of Accelerations. I gotta say, just watching Kyung La talk to some of the candidates in Arizona was super depressing. I just want to play one thing that one of them said.
The system is corrupt. Have you not followed what's happening in our election here?
Absolutely, I covered the audit.
Do you think that it was the right thing to do to delete a bunch of million files the day before the audit?
That was roundly debunked.
No.
Not by the press, but by the Maricopa County Recorder's Office.
Well, you're buying into everything they say. These are the same people who did not want this forensic audit. I know what you guys are trying to do. You don't give a damn about our elections. You've got a narrative, and you're trying to push it.
And what is that narrative?
The narrative is everything, it's fraud, it's fake.
I mean, first of all, she was allegedly an anchor or newscaster or something, which I don't know how to even wrap my mind around that. This is super depressing. I mean, I don't know if she believes that or if she knows this will get her that bunch, help her in the primary, and she's willing to be a shiny, happy liar.
Anderson, a couple of things come to mind. One is something that I said to you in our conversation before the election. Country not right. Country not right. Our country is not right. But given that, what is even more depressing to me is we have one party who, as we advance into the 21st century, we have so many things to think about. And their candidate, their main position is a big lie that Donald Trump won the last election. There's no diagnosis of the world, global trends, needs of education, needs of corporations. They are running on a big lie. Against them is a party running on a big idea, a big idea. But they have not sold that idea effectively. The Democratic Party, given where the Republicans are right now, Anderson, should be wiping the floor with them. And yet we're watching the Virginia election coming up and wondering if Terry McAuliffe, the Democratic gubernatorial candidate, will squeak by. So I think we have to ask a couple of questions. One, how did this party get so crazy, this Republican Party? But what's going on with the Democrats that they aren't just sweeping the floor when they've got a big idea against a big lie?
Well, what do you think, and what is the answer to that? What do you think is wrong with them?
I think that the party has gone too far to the left for this country that is still center right and center left. Think about it. Last year, we all watched George Floyd killed by police in my hometown of Minneapolis. And after that, millions of Americans basically woke up and said, I've been hearing this, from African Americans. Now I get it. Now I get it. And they were really open for a both-and solution. Both better policing and more policing in neighborhoods that are really suffering from terrible gun violence. And what did the progressives offer first? Defund the police and then delegitimize police. What a wasted moment. The country was ready for a both-and civil rights movement. And it was squandered, I'm sorry. And now we've got a similar thing with the economy. My God, people don't want democratic socialism. They don't want just to hear that we're helping people who are hurting. Yes, we must help them. They want to hear that you don't have a safety net. You have a launching pad, Joe Biden. You have a launching pad plan that is infrastructure, hard infrastructure, and human infrastructure that's going to launch a public-private partnership, both our companies and our people, to realize their full potential. We have a launching pad here, not some giveaway that got whittled down from 3.5 to 3 to 2.7 to 2.5 to wherever the heck it is right now. This is so exciting what they're trying to sell, and they've so poorly sold it. And that is what really Democrats should be asking themselves. How the hell could we be losing when we have a big plan and all they have is a big lie?
I can't tell if just, we're immersed in this stuff every day and watching it every day and reading about it and following it, and I can't tell if maybe I mean, is it that bad? I mean, is it? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, people come up to me on the street all the time and saying, "Are you depressed? Like, what do you think?" And I don't know. Like, is this? I've seen societies fall apart. I've been to, Bosnia. I've seen this stuff up close. I'm not saying that's going to happen here, but I don't know. Is it?
No, I will see you one and raise you one. I lived in one of those societies in Beirut. I lived there during a civil war, and you know what I saw? I saw politician after politician think they could hack away at the government, promote conspiracy theories, and it would all be there. We'd all hold together until they took over, and then they would do maybe the right thing. And you know what happened after you do that for 3 decades? They actually hacked it apart. It fell apart. That's where Beirut is today. And once it's broken, it's gone. That can happen here. There's nothing granted about this government. It's just people and norms. And when those people start abandoning those norms that support those laws and those institutions, it can go. You can't just tell those lies over and over again until you get in power and then think the system's going to work for you. These Republicans, you have people like Ted Cruz, you have people like, Josh Hawley. These are people who are ready to burn down the country as long as they could be president of the ashes. That's what they're doing. As long as they can be president of the rubble, they're fine.
And you know what? I mean, those people, when society starts turning on itself, it turns on them as well. Like, they think that they're, they went to Harvard or wherever they went. I mean, the wheel spins pretty quickly when things start to spin out of control. Tom Friedman, I appreciate you joining us. Thank you. Coming up next, late new reporting.